into the darkness. Fear will let you in. The root of all exclusion. Who is out and who is in? Systems of belonging lock us in a cage. We fear those who are different, refuse to see their pain. In the heart of every man, there's a song that love began. Oh love, objectify the human with anger, fear, and shame. Damn them with religion.
What's up, everybody? This is Free again with another video, episode 2 of the Warrior's Journal. Welcome back. Thank you again for tuning in. If this is your first time, welcome. Please consider subscribing. So today's topic is on mental health. This has been a hot button topic in society for a while as it pertains to life with a chronic illness, specifically sickle cell disease, but this also goes to anyone that has ever dealt with chronic disease. That mental health seriously plays a role in your physical health, much more than we actually give it credit for. And now that I've grown and growing and getting older and getting wiser, like, I'm understanding how much it actually does. Without this being a super long video, because I did make sure to make my notes today, I just want to talk about it, honestly, because for all my sickle cell warriors out there, I know you get this. I know you understand. I know it's a very difficult topic and a very hard topic, because oftentimes we get the impression and get communicated to us that that doesn't matter, or that it's just an excuse, or it's another situation where we have to overly explain things just for living, honestly, which is not right. So I just want to tell you, my warriors out there that are dealing with sickle cell, I see you. And anyone that's dealing with a chronic illness, I see you. And it's okay. You're still here. You've lived through it up until this point. And hopefully seeing my journey gives you some hope for your future, because you matter in this, and your feelings and your impressions are valid, despite what anybody's told you. As I've gotten older with this disease, you come to find out that things start to shift, things start to change. And the things that used to work for you to like set up and make sure you did properly and all that kind of stuff to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself functional, as you get older, at least in my case, I've noticed that it's much more a roll of a dice whether or not that's going to work, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can be fully hydrated, got all your meds on board, your body's warm, you've done everything right, you've done everything that you know to kind of keep your body healthy and functioning well. And there are times where it doesn't even matter. Case in point, this last hospitalization that I had, I literally did everything right. I was hydrated, I wasn't cold, I wasn't dealing with other things, like literally did absolutely everything right. And I ended up in the ER with the worst episode I've had in my entire life, to the point to my mom, who's an RN, who's worked in emergency rooms as long as I can remember, who's been there, seen it all. She was getting nervous. So when she got nervous, that's when I was like tripping in my head. Okay, this is not anything I've dealt with before. With that comes a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustration, and as has been said many times by way more qualified medical professionals, that stress is the number one cause of most physical ailments. It certainly makes it worse, and I have definitely found that to be true, even just with certain stressful jobs and stressful situations. Like, my health definitely takes a toll when that happens, and the frustration is real. Imagine being in a position where, like, you're literally throwing your hands in the air, trying to fight just to be seen, just to be understood, just to be not dismissed and gaslit. Like, medical professionals telling you, like, oh, that person is, like, is it really that bad? Like, come on. Like, totally just dismissing and patronizing you. Like, bro, look. Like, you don't deal with this. You haven't experienced what I experienced. So for you to tell me how I'm feeling is very disrespectful. And the frustration and the helplessness that you feel with that is a real thing. I've experienced that, and I'm learning how to fight through it. I am absolutely not there, and I have good days and bad days. I'm right there with you still fighting, but the feeling of helplessness is real. There are times where I'm just like, what's the point of even fighting anymore? Because nobody's listening, nobody's hearing me, nobody's seeing me. Like, the whole medical pharmaceutical complex is designed to basically kind of put me to the side because I don't have something like cancer, though I'm taking all the same drugs and a lot of the same treatments, but don't get the same level of concern and care and respect. And I'm not saying that in a way to diminish or downplay or dismiss anyone that is dealing with cancer, because I have family members and friends that are dealing with that, and that would be the last thing that I'm trying to do, because that is something I've never experienced in that way, but I can understand with the level of intensity that this disease has caused me. So I would not at all want to disrespect you or diminish your struggle at all. But I am saying that it is very frustrating when I and many of my warriors out there don't have the equal level of concern and care and resource and importance put on it, honestly. For me personally, until I started going, like, seeing a licensed psychologist about 4 years ago, I didn't even understand, like, how seriously this disease was affecting my mental health, because many of the things that I dealt with low self-esteem, low self-worth, and just people-pleasing and all these like textbook nice guy behaviors to just kind of make sure nobody saw me in a negative way or saw me as a victim or anything like that, while healthy on some ways, was really damaging to me in a lot of other ways, because the people-pleasing, like, essentially diminishes, like, attempting to diminish your level of pain when you're around people that don't get it. While I understand, because I have done that many times, and there are some times in your life where you're trying to gauge, okay, where is this episode at? Like, should I be concerned? Do I need to sit down? Do I need to just take some Tylenol? Do I need something heavier? Do I need a narcotic? Like, how, like, that mental gymnastics in your mind, I get it. But I have learned that, like, the people pleasing and making sure, like, people don't see you as a charity case, while you try so hard to be normal in front of those friends and family so that you can still do activities and still live life and still experience things, whenever you diminish that or downplay it or say, like, no, I'm good, let's go, when you're really not, it perpetuates what you're fighting against. Because when you do get to the point that things are bad, and you're trying to get help and sympathy and understanding, then your friends and family, like, through no fault of their own, sometimes don't take you seriously. And I've experienced that as well. It's like, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I can do this. And you do that so many times, trying to gauge where you're at, and not just being honest. Be like, hey, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at right now. Like, something's happening. I'm good, but I'm not really like great. So I just need you to kind of like understand where I'm at right now. It can come back and bite you in the butt, and I've experienced that too. And it's hard. Like, I'm not even gonna say that dismissive and say that like, oh, all you need to do is just that nonsense, just rub some dirt in it. Just like, that's like literally the equivalent of, hey, I was shot in the head and I'm bleeding in the head. Here's a Hello Kitty Band-Aid. You'll be all right. Just rub some dirt in it. Like, really? Like, that's not going to help anybody, much less you at all. The other side of it that I've learned and am learning to grow from is when people pleasing is your default and it doesn't work, you kind of use the disease as like your trump card. I've done that before where it's like, oh, you don't want to be cool with me? Oh, you don't want to give me the time of day? Okay, well, I'll at least make you feel sorry for me. And I'm going to tell you about this disease. And I'm going to tell you everything that I deal with and how horrible it is and how heavy pain medication I need to take and how, like, I'm constantly thinking, I'm going to tell you all of that. So at least I get some type of validation that somebody cares for me. And trust me, I've been there before. It's not a one and done. It's not like, hey, I can just go to a couple sessions with my therapist and everything is good. And like, this is a lifelong thing. I mean, my biggest prayer now, honestly, on this journey is to really learn who I am without this disease. Because since I'm on this list and I've been blessed so incredibly to even just be on the list, which is super difficult right now because with all the differing information, trying to figure out
website to go, trying to see what doctor to talk to, website to go, how do I get on this list,
into this, all that kind of stuff. Trust me, I understand. I've gone through that. And still going through that, honestly, because I'm also in the process of applying for disability. Got all my information in, I'm just in the waiting period, and so with all this happening right now, I'm just like, it's a lot right now. And I have a wife and a son, and I'm trying to navigate what can I do. It's a challenge. It's a really difficult challenge when you're in the middle of a crisis, when you're in the middle of that helpless feeling, when you're in the middle of that, I can't go on anymore. I see you. I'm there with you. I feel you. And I'm fighting with you. And so I encourage you, if you don't have one already, in the midst of having all of your medical team, invest in a good therapist, one that specializes or understands what life with a chronic illness is, so that you don't feel another situation where you're dismissed, another situation where you have to overly explain things just to get the normal human response. I tell you that today because I'm there with you. I'm fighting with you. I'm walking this through for myself, and I'm encouraging you, keep fighting. You got this. You can do this. And my prayer is that you all out there feel seen, feel supported, feel helped, feel understood, feel at least, at the very least, empathized and not patronized. And so the one I'm going to share with today, it's made by this company, Sunbeam. It's actually a bed heater, the same as you would put a sheet over your bed. It fits over your bed. You can get them in different sizes, king, queen, whatever. I've found when I'm in crisis and I'm really dealing with some stuff and it's just like everywhere, your hips, your shoulders, your back, and one heating pad just ain't covering it, having the bed heater has been extremely helpful. The cool thing about that too is if you are married live with a significant other or whatever. The one that I got, it's for king size bed. It actually has 2 controllers. So it's split down the middle. So one side you can control the levels of heat. It goes from like 0 all the way to 12 on both sides. So if you need a little bit hotter because you're having issues and your significant other or caretaker or whatever who's there like helping you through it doesn't need the heat, it doesn't have to get hot on that side. Once I've taken my medication, I got the heat on board, getting my hydration either through IV or with that as well. If you haven't invested or looked into it, there's this thing called Liquid IV. I get them a lot from Costco. You can find them at Walmart. It's not just like any other little like hydration pack. These specifically are designed to multiply the level of hydration in your body. They also include electrolytes and various other vitamins, so it helps your body to kind of recover when you're having extreme episodes. And one other thing, I don't know about you because everybody's reaction's different, but many times when I have a longer episode and I have to take opioids for a longer period of time, it really messes up my taste buds. Liquid IV has really helped with that because it has flavor with it as well, and so I'm getting that hydration without that weird, disgusting feeling of drinking water in moments when like it just, the side effects are just like tearing me apart. I'm going to leave links to both of these in the description. They are Amazon affiliate links, so this will help me a little bit financially as I need it. My family needs it, and we will be extremely grateful for you to, if you're going to purchase through those links below. That helps us out a little bit. So to all my warriors out there, keep fighting. Love y'all.